Good morning, friends. I want to continue our walk through the book of Philippians, and today we want to look at the first chapter of Philippians, verses 12 to 18a. Now, if you're not familiar with that A designation, it means the first half of the 18th verse. There's a paragraph break that happens right there in the middle of the 18th verse, and so we'll leave 18b for tomorrow, actually for next week. I want to read this to you so you hear what Paul's saying, and then I want to share with you some thoughts about it. He says, "Now I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel. As a result, it has become clear throughout the whole palace garden to everyone else that I'm in chains for Christ. Because of my chains, most of the brothers in the Lord have been encouraged to speak the word of God more courageously and fearlessly. It is true that some preach Christ out of envy and rivalry, but others out of goodwill. The latter do so in love, knowing that I am put here for the defense of the gospel. The former preach Christ out of selfish ambition, not sincerely, supposing that they can stir up trouble for me while I'm in chains. But what does it matter? The important thing is that in every way, whether from false motives or true, Christ is preached, and because of this, I rejoice." So you hear Paul saying that what he's going through has caused the gospel to advance. Let me share with you. What we're going through is doing something very similar. Now, I want to be real clear. Dealing with ministry virtually, streaming it, putting it on cable, doing devotionals, is good that we can do that. But it's not the same as being together. And being together is definitely preferable. I think you'll agree with me on that. But here's the amazing thing. In the midst of what we're dealing with, our reach has expanded. I've shared some of these numbers before, but they're worth repeating, so let me share them with you again. We are probably reaching somewhere about 250% of our regularly attending congregation. Here's what I mean. We know every Sunday that over 500 devices are watching our worship service online. And we assume each device has at least one person, sometimes two or three or more. Plus, we know people are watching us on cable. And we have no idea how many of those are. In fact, I've shared with some of you that Spectrum cable, although you can't get it in many places in Oil City, they do get it in Girard and Lake City. I happen to know that because there's a bunch of folks from a pair of churches up there that I used to serve that keep connecting with me and telling me they're watching Christ United Methodist Church on Spectrum cable up there. That's crazy. Beyond Sunday morning, Sam and I and others, we've been putting devotionals and songs on our Facebook page. And here's what's really amazing. When I put a devotional on, somewhere between 700 and 1,500 people are reached with each one of those devotionals. We know that because Facebook tells us that in the metrics. Interestingly enough, when Amy Smith posted a children's video, 1,200 people were reached. 1,100 plus people downloaded that video and watched it. When Sam does a song, it just goes crazy. Between 1,200 and in one case, 3,200 people watched Sam and heard him play a song. That's amazing. That's translating into two things. It's translating into an impact that is just blowing me away. Sam and I continue to get cards from people saying, "Thank you, this is how it's helping me through my day. This is how important this is to me." But my favorite have got to be a couple of pictures that I've been sent. One is of a little boy, about 3 years old, playing his toy guitar in front of the television while Sam is on the TV playing and singing. He just wanted to be a part. Another one that a parent sent me was in the shot, I'm on the steps in my cardigan sweater doing a children's moment, and in the foreground is her son sitting right in front of the TV. He got up close because he wanted to participate in the children's moment. That's amazing. That blows me away that we're continuing to impact kids and adults through virtual worship, through devotionals, through things like that. Here's the other impact it's had. Sam says every Sunday morning during worship that giving is a part of our worship. And you guys have taken that really seriously. Only probably a handful of people know this because we haven't really had a vehicle to talk about it. But other than the week before COVID, before we had to suspend gathering when COVID first hit, we had a Sunday there that only about half the attending congregation was able to show up, and the offering reflected that. We had about half what we normally would expect in terms of revenue. And in the first week of COVID, I think a lot of people thought, how's this going to work? So we saw almost nothing. But in the 3 weeks since, you guys have been amazing. People have decided that they want to worship God and give. So much so that for the last 3 weeks, we have gotten in more offering than we averaged per week the whole first part of the year. We've realized more than 100% of expected revenue if this wasn't even the case. Just Sunday, we had a special offering for the pastor's discretionary fund. They counted Monday morning over $2,500 being given to the pastor's discretionary fund. And it continues to come in, including a check for $500 from one family, so that we can continue to meet needs in the community. See, Christ United Methodist Church is continuing to impact people. So Paul says, what has happened to me is really served to advance the gospel. What has happened to us, COVID-19, as hard as it is advancing the gospel. It's reaching people that we don't normally reach. It's impacting lives even though we can't be together. People are being connected by phone calls made by the staff and some leaders in our church. We're doing Zoom meetings. We're doing youth group by Zoom. It's just amazing, the impact. I hope you're being positively impacted. I'm hoping some time in the Word can inspire you. So today I would challenge you by saying, how has the gospel advanced in your life because of your new normal? Are you developing a closer walk with God through disciplines? Are you talking to people you don't normally talk to and healing and reestablishing relationships? What's happening? Let me know. I'll continue to pray for you. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. I look forward to connecting with you in worship on Sunday. I'll talk to you then. Bye.